Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. We're going to dive right in. We're going to get a look. We're using Moonology, and we're going to see what it tells us about how the full moon in Scorpio has affected the energy for you and around you with this love relationship. I can just feel transitioning, shifting, small ways, big ways, all over the place. So let's just dive in here and check it out. For Pisces. Don't let your past hold you back. Yeah, expect powerful change. New moon in Aries, it's time to take action. A personal issue reaches resolution and you're very close to achieving your goal. All right, so you do have the energy of the full moon in Cancer and the new moon in Aries. The new moon in Aries just recently happened in April, and the full moon in Cancer is coming up in probably December, possibly January. So those time frames may be related to your story or to your situation there. It may be what is behind us. It may be coming up in the future, the next new moon in Aries and the next full moon in Cancer. Just take it as it resonates and, let those be clues to you. Cancer and Aries may also be significant signs for you. You have the South Node on the bottom of the deck. And the South Node is currently in Scorpio, I want to say. Virgo, I want to say. Yes, it's in Virgo. Until July 26th of 2026. The North Node is actually in Pisces right now. So, interesting. All right. You have this energy of expecting powerful change. And I can just feel it. I do feel like you may have someone gearing up to take action towards you, or you may be taking action in your own life. Like this may just be a period of time where you are not letting the grass grow under your feet, where you may have just a lot going on. You may be, sometimes we have like higher energetic times or like periods of time where we're accomplishing a lot or we're taking on more, or there are things we've been thinking about doing and we're finally doing them. And this time of year is, it is a time of year for those kind of things to take root and to happen. You also have this personal issue reaches resolution. So I do think you are going to be getting some kind of answers that you seek. I think you're going to know more than you did before. I have been feeling lately that our past people sort of have this opportunity to change. And if they're not taking it, then I feel like we're going to meet someone new here. So it's kind of like we don't necessarily know how it is or who it is, but there is, I feel like, a change happening or coming. And I feel like that's part of this personal issue that reaches resolution. And then you have, you're very close to achieving your goal. So I definitely feel like, you're probably closer than you think. I feel like this energy keeps coming out for me also, where it's like, sometimes you don't realize how close you are to achieving something, until it's really right there and tangible. So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. I definitely think that this is an active time, that the energy is active, that you're active, that the combination of free will choices and, you know, timing, divine timing and everything is definitely at play here. Okay. Oh, Pisces. You're getting between the lines, secret crush, and intuition. All right. For some of you, I think this is just a very literal energy that there is someone in your environment who is crushing on you. You do have some kind of secret admirer, someone who's really attracted to you, someone who's really interested. And I feel like this is someone who you may interact with and they may walk away, or you may walk away, or you both may walk away, kind of wondering, was there more to the conversation than appeared on the surface? You know, like, were they asking me out, or were they, flirting with me, or, it's that, that energy of trying to decipher what someone means when they say something, which to me is something it's a new relationship. When we know someone really well, we know what they're saying and what they're not saying. We're able to read between their lines, no problem. We get it. But when we don't know someone very well, we don't know what their cues are. We don't know what their tells are. We may notice that their mouth upturns when they say certain things, but we don't know if that means they're flirting with us, or, if they're doing it intentionally, or if that's just a tell, or, you know what I mean? So you could be in that phase of a connection with someone, something that's kind of burgeoning or something that's happening, or you may be coming into a phase like that with someone. For others of you, I feel that there is a past person who is kind of pining over you, longing for you, probably watching your social media, probably, it's an energy of kind of like trying not to be obvious, but intuitively you really know that this person is really thinking about you. In which case, I feel like part of the problem in this connection is that both people sort of thought they knew where the other one stood, or sort of thought they knew what the other one was thinking. And I think it turned out to not be the case. And, it's interesting because what I'm actually really getting there is like, when you have a lot of insecurities and you don't think that someone could possibly really like you, even when someone's saying to you, I really like you, you are putting that through the lens of there's no way this person can like me. So what you're really receiving isn't I like you. It's like, oh, isn't that sweet? They, I don't even know how to describe it, but they're not getting the direct message. Like, you feel like you're being super direct. You feel like you're making it very clear, but because it's going through this person's filter of there's no way in the world that this amazing person could really, really like me, or even that they are even likable for some people, depending on the degree or where they fall on the spectrum, right? And so it's kind of one of those energies of kind of messages getting mixed in the crosshairs, or crossed wires or something. I don't know. This is so funny how it's coming through. But it's kind of like you're saying this and you're thinking you're delivering a clear message, and then how it's being interpreted is very different than that. And it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I can't even understand it. It's not even computing with me. Do you see how my words are coming out? Like, it's like they're close, but they're not the same as what I'm trying to say. Like, getting caught in the crosshairs. What I was trying to say is like getting their wires crossed. And so do you see what I mean? This is what's happening here in this communication. And that's, but what's required for this to be fixed isn't that we communicate even more directly, like, because what would that be? Speaking louder, enunciating more like strongly or whatever. No, it's that person has to change the filter in which they listen. They have to be able to hear what is actually being said. They have to be able to receive that message. So they have to work on themselves in order to be able to do that. Intuitively, Pisces, I feel like you know someone is pining after you. You may be confused as to exactly who it is or exactly what's going on here, but I do feel like you intuitively are sort of aware that there are either people in your environment that are crushing on you, or I want to say that you have a past person who you had to get some space and figure some things out. All right, let's go deeper. Guys, my grand dog came back and she's so cute and she's so well trained and she's sleeping next to me. All right, here we go. For Pisces. And that is so funny, that card just hit her, just flew and hit off her and landed in front of her. All right. Guys, somebody is really in their head. I feel like they were holding back. It says I should have expressed myself better. I feel like now they feel like they've missed an opportunity. I feel like they're beating themselves up. They're really heavy in this thought that they self-sabotaged. They don't want to come across like a chaser. They don't want to come across like desperate, or it's like I feel they don't want to lose your respect in the process of trying to get you back. Like they don't want to make it worse than it already is, if that makes sense. It's kind of like they've already done something that they feel like you have every right to kind of judge them on or feel a certain kind of way about, right? But they've it's kind of like I'm trying to figure out a way to redeem myself without swallowing my pride. Even like it's not even swallowing that I think is part of it, but that's not the biggest part of it. The biggest part of it is, if I come back tail between my legs begging, I feel like Pisces isn't going to even be attracted to me. I feel like I have no chance. But that's probably really what I need to do, is like be very honest and say how I feel. And but it's interesting because I also think, Pisces, that this person really hasn't maybe dealt with someone like you, because, you're not going to make someone beg or grovel. You're not. I can feel that in the energy. It's like you just want to hear from them. And if you heard from them, and if they were honest with you, and if they said how they felt, okay, done. Like, moving on. But you can smell bullshit a mile away. And if someone comes in trying to hedge their bets, or half-assed, or like not being completely authentic, you're also going to sense that, and you're not really interested in that. So it's kind of like, I feel though that this person hasn't dealt with someone that is mature and that isn't looking to get the upper hand. And so they are, again, in their own way, sort of projecting onto you their experiences with other people in the past, where if they admitted any fault or culpability in any kind of situation, that person probably used it to get the upper hand. It's just like the energy that I keep getting. And it's like, Pisces, you're not looking to jockey for leverage here. You're not playing a game, and you never have been, I don't feel. You've been responding to what this person has offered you or what they have laid out there for you. You're just responding to that as you feel is equitable. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, so the more they play games, the more it probably feels like they're being played, because you're only giving back to them what they're giving to you. So if that's what they're giving you and that's their interpretation of it, then, I mean, you see what I'm saying? I mean, this is just one of the ways the universe really mirrors back to you your own energy. And, people reflect things back to you in a lot of different ways. But I feel like, Pisces, there's almost this like quiet, steely determination not to overgive. Not to get yourself way out on a limb here is how I feel. It's like I'm not moving from this place until there is good reason, until that person shows me that they have moved from that place, that we're out there together, not me by myself. I've done that before, you know what I mean, kind of energy. So I feel, Pisces, very much like you're kind of the perfect reflecting point for this person at this time. And so maybe they have worked through the fact that maybe they're ready to admit that they have feelings. Maybe they're ready to acknowledge that. We're going to dive into the tarot and see. But like, they may be, ready to ask you out. But it's like, you may not be making it super easy for this person. Because in a way that would be overgiving. In a way that would be sort of too generous. Like, this person needs to take the risk, I'm getting. Like, they need to show you how serious they are. They need to show you that they're not messing around, and that, this is real, and that they have serious intentions, and that, they're really, ready to take meaningful action. Yeah, so it's like, if they're not brave enough or courageous enough to do that here and now, like in this space, it's like you don't want to invest more. You don't want to go further out on the limb with them. You know what I mean? It's like you want to know that they have that level of bravery before you kind of engage with them, is sort of how it's coming across here. So, and this person, they're not seeing it that way. They're seeing it as, if I make it really obvious how I'm feeling, or it's like I'm getting this like whooped energy. Like, they'll know that I'm in their control and that they can sort of treat me however they, want. Or it's not even that. It's just that, like, they will have the upper hand. And it's like, you're not upper handing, lower handing. You're trying to keep things balanced and equal, because that's how the universe works. You want success here. You don't want to win. You want success in the connection. So it's, this person still has some maturing to do to be on your level, is kind of how it's coming across to me. Like, they have to get to a place where they're not seeing it that way anymore, because that is a bit of pride and ego. And I do think it is based on past experiences, but they've got to get past that. They've got to release the burdens of their past experiences. They just have to, in order to be able to like come in an energy that is ready to fight for this and ready to have success here. If this is a past person, they're basically just acknowledging that this is their fault. And it is interesting because the Chaser card is a dragonfly on a flower. And it is giving me the sense of like, I feel like someone wanting to show you that they have transformed, someone wanting to kind of earn the their place in your life, or it's like getting access to this beauty here. By being who they need to be to have access to it. I do feel there is something about that. And this could be related to the full moon in Scorpio, because it is about looking inside at what needs to transform, at what is preventing us from having, what being our best self and having our best life. So this person may be actually even having an awakening around this energy of how they're always sabotaging things, or how, it's like I'm getting abandoning themselves. They abandon themselves. They may abandon their own desires. They may abandon their own Yeah, man, that is coming through so heavy. Holy God. So, I mean, everything is a spectrum. This is a general reading, but there's something here about your person. They abandon themselves. And it's almost like this person, it's like, this is what's expected of me, or this is what is necessary for me. I don't know if this is the way they were raised, or they got some idea in life that in order for them to have what they want, they have to like conform, or they have to be willing to abandon themselves, like let go of parts of themselves that don't conform to the energy of it. Oh man. It's like an energy of sacrifice. I have to sacrifice my own happiness, or I have to sacrifice like my desire to pursue this, or my desire to have this, or I have to abandon this stuff in order to it's like I want to say to be happy, but the words will not come out, because that's not happiness. It's like, I don't know, it's very contradictory. Let's see. You've got the Hermit coming out sideways with the Six of Cups upright and the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Pisces, this can be a belief system that this person has about love from their childhood experiences, their family, their friends. It could be even just their observations. They may have had parents that fought a lot. And they may be, have you ever seen a kid, like a video of a kid, like on Instagram or something, and it's like, they do something exactly the same way their parents do it, they act very adult-like, they're like almost imitating their parents. I'm getting that energy right here. So from the Six of Cups, I have no idea. So take it as it resonates, guys. It's probably not going to be for everyone, but it is coming through really strong. It's kind of it's a form of imitation. It's like, this is the only thing that I know, so this is what I emulate. This is what I imitate. This is what I do. This is what I think is possible. This is how I think it works. And it may be that we're always jockeying for position. You know what I mean? It's like, with these two kids with swords, it's like there's a winner and a loser always. And I need to make sure that I'm on the winning side, because my losing parent was absolutely miserable. Well, I guarantee you your winning parent was absolutely miserable too. They may have just hidden it better, or it may have seemed that they were not, because at least they won the fight or the battle or whatever. But nobody really wins those things. So I don't know what this is about. And then we have the Hermit sideways, which I feel like is kind of like this person really doesn't want to be alone. But I also feel this energy of not being quite sure about partnership. Can be a fear of commitment a little bit here. You know, if this person really were willing to be by themselves, they could really, I feel like, get to the bottom of this. But I feel like this person is also sort of afraid to be by themselves. I think that they've always sort of depended on themselves a lot. They are, I feel like they're very fast to kind of retreat into their shell, to like pull back their energy. It feels like they're really fast to do that. They don't like to be exposed. They don't like to have the vulnerable parts of themselves exposed. This almost feels like training. You know what I mean? Like this is just how this person learned to function, learned to be. And then you have the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This could also be a past relationship that they had where there was always a winner and a loser. And, you know, it's like they don't want to give up their ground. Like that is so, they will not be the loser. Either, I keep hearing again. So for some of you, they were the loser in that relationship all the time, and it made them feel like crap. And so they're not going to experience that again. This Five of Wands can be an internal blockage, right, between the heart chakra and the throat chakra, where this person really has difficulty expressing themselves or even like authentically communicating. Or this can also be outside interference. And for some of you, I'm really getting it's both. Let's see. Six of Cups for Pisces, please. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person does not want this. Eight of Swords. And look at that picture, guys. It's like they don't want to give up ground. They don't want to be the loser. They don't want to be the one that's constantly taking a whipping in a relationship. That's what they don't want. They'd rather be by themselves and not have what they want than to experience this day in and day out. The Hermit sideways, please. And so it's kind of like if they have really strong feelings, then they feel like they will have lost control. They feel like they will be automatically so vulnerable to, you know, that they will abandon themselves. They will do whatever is necessary to keep it because they don't want the broken heart. So it's an avoidant kind of energy, but it's also it's a projection, you know. I don't think that you have done anything, Pisces, that would make this person believe that that's how you're going to treat them or that that's how you're going to be. I don't think that it was even like that with you. That may also freaking really confuse them, because you also have this Hermit sideways with the Sun and the High Priestess here. And I kind of feel like if this person would just spend time by themselves or just be by themselves, they would have the clarity of that. That, like, not every relationship is like that. Not everyone is going to use that to take advantage of them. They may also realize how deep your feelings are for them and not in a way that is like cerebral, but in a way that is experienced, that is felt. You know, it's like I can say, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, all day long, every single day. But when you feel how much I love you, that's different. You know, that's undeniable. And we feel it sometimes. We feel it in the way someone holds our hand. We feel it in their energy. We feel it in their eyes when they're excited to see us. We feel it in the way that we know they're truly, genuinely worried for us when we are traveling, or do you know what I mean? Like, you feel someone's love for you. And I feel like Pisces, with this High Priestess and this Sun, you have felt it. You do know that this person really does have feelings for you. And I think you also know that it's like there's nothing you can do. It's like you just have to let them figure it out. You have to let them heal. You have to let them find clarity with the Sun and the Hermit. You've got to kind of turn your back and focus on yourself, and, you know, hope that they, you know, get that kind of clarity, get that kind of healing. It's interesting because I keep seeing this time on the bottom of the deck. I'm also getting that from the Hermit sideways and from the High Priestess upright. It's kind of like, Pisces, I think you're getting bored, you're getting over it. You're just, you've been disappointed, and you've been disappointed for so long, or you've been waiting for so long, that it's like there's almost this, okay, well, I'm gonna give up, you know, kind of energy. And it's like this person knows they're racing a clock here. And with the Hermit sideways, it's kind of like, I can't take too long to figure this out, you know? I can't just go into hermit mode and stay there and expect Pisces to just be there waiting for me. All right, I love this tarot deck. The Seven of Wands is here with Justice in reverse, with the Page of Swords upright. And this Seven of Wands, it's kind of like, I almost feel like this person knows that they are head and shoulders above their competition for your heart, but they may not always be. And it's like they're kind of trying to keep an eye on you. I also feel like this person, there's almost this energy of like trying to act like I'm not totally focused on you, or like I have this, I'm like on this ship with all these people, but it's like all I'm doing is thinking about you. All I'm doing is wondering how you're doing. Even though I'm over here doing this other task and I have all this going on, I'm watching you. You know, my focus is on you. I don't even care. I don't even hear these people. I'm not even dealing with this. I'm just watching you. So there's something here, but there is this, they're also not making a decision. You have Justice in reverse. It's like they're not doing what is necessary to right a wrong or to rebalance the scales. That would require them to make a strong decision, a significant decision, and sort of act on this energy instead of hanging back watching you. I also think they're trying to see how defensive you are towards them. If you are still feeling like, I think they're trying to gauge how approachable you are, is how I'm going to put that. Let me clarify this. Wow. I mean, you've got the Seven of Wands energy clarified by the Two of Pentacles. I think this person, I think that it's like either they sense that there is some kind of connection between you. Like if this is a secret admirer, there's someone who has access to you and is talking to you, and there is some kind of forging of some kind of relationship happening there. But they know that you're not going to just tolerate that or be happy with that forever. If this is someone that you have been with, an ex, I feel this energy of they have a lot going on, and they haven't taken their eye off you. They haven't taken their eye off of, this situation, or their desire for this, or wanting to know where you are, or what you're doing, or what's up with you. But they are kind of going back and forth here between love and fear. It's like they're trying to summon the courage to actually, take the action necessary to come towards you. With Justice in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse here, this person has to make up their mind. They cannot sit back and watch forever. They can't watch and wait and just sort of go through the motion of, yes, I think I'm going to do it. Yes, I really have feelings for Pisces. And then like, oh man, no, because Pisces would own me if I came back at this point. It would be like I'm chasing. It's like, I almost feel like they're hanging back, sort of waiting for an opportunity to open up to where it's not obvious that they are as sort of whooped on you as they are, for lack of a better term here. Because it feels like to them they would be giving up too much ground if they did just sort of acknowledge that. And so it's kind of like, well, if there's a way for me to sort of saunter in coolly and just sort of make it happen without being like, without taking this like really blunt, obvious action, then that would be better for me. So it's kind of like I'm watching and I'm waiting for that. And sometimes I think like, oh, I should just go ahead and take the risk. I'm running out of time. I'm losing my position in Pisces life. I'm losing my advantage. You know what I mean? But like also what I'm getting from this is like, this is kind of somebody who's a bit of an overthinker and is like kind of over dramatizing, or like, kind of putting too much emphasis on this game aspect. Or, it's like, I feel like there's some kind of, somebody's got to mature here. They got to get past this energy. They're putting so much energy in, they're putting so much energy into kind of what they don't want. Do you know what I mean? Rather than what they do want, rather than just being like, yeah, I believe in this, I'm in love, I'm going for it. Or, they don't even have to be in love, but I do feel like there is emotionality at stake here, or I do feel like there is desire at stake here, where they don't, they don't want anyone else. They only have eyes for you. They may even have a bunch of people trying to get with them, and they don't even care about those people. They can't even see them because they're looking through that telescope thing. Okay. Now I'm starting to feel like we're getting somewhere. Now I'm feeling much better. Okay, thank you. Ooh, I was like, my God, I don't even know how to say this any different, but it's like, it is just a very uncomfortable, irritating kind of situation there. Then you have the Hierophant with the World and the Eight of Pentacles, and this is all just like, wow, okay, whew, we got somewhere. I see someone here with the Hierophant where they're trying to negotiate with themselves this space of committing. I think there's almost this energy of looking at the pros and the cons, or, for some people, it's like they may be managing commitments that they have already. They may have work commitments. They may travel a lot. They may be in a different place than you. They may have invested in other things outside of this connection. There's an energy with this particular Hierophant of, let me look at my entire life. Let me look at everything that I'm committed to. Let me look at the logistics of this. Let me see how can I even make this work? Is this even worth me taking this risk because of all the other things that I have in my life? For others of you, this can be somebody who has a real fear of commitment, who's actually really sitting down. Like, I feel like they know that if they come forward, commitment will be expected, or commitment's going to be part of it, period, is how it's coming to me, okay? And so it's like, I have to be able to sit with this energy of committing and feel good about it. So they may be like really putting the work in to kind of close out some kind of cycle that has kept them sort of wandering or roaming and not buckling down and committing. Let's clarify. Also, by the way, you guys, on the last set, we had the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which is, this is somebody coming to peace with their thoughts. This is someone who is, their thoughts were very choppy and we're kind of keeping them in a state of unrest. And now it's like they're starting to navigate out of that space into a clearer space, into a calmer space. And you can see that here reflected. So the Hierophant, you have the Seven of Swords clarifying the Hierophant, and you have the Eight of Wands clarifying the World, and then you have the Page of Cups clarifying this Eight of Pentacles, kind of. I mean, they're both on the bottom of the deck. The Seven of Swords with the Hierophant, this is giving me someone who it does feel like they typically sort of run away or try to get away from committing. They may be someone who really likes to keep their life out in front of them, and they may it's an energy of control. This is an energy of Taurus, and Taurus is, they're an earth sign. They like to know they're going to be successful. They like to know that, if I have a plan and a strategy and I keep everything out in front of me, chances are it's all going to work out for me. And I think when it comes to dealing with other people, you can't really do that. The best you can do is pick the best person you can find that has the same values that you have when it comes to commitment. And then you have to really just basically trust them. But it's really never in your control. And people change, and what they want changes, and how they think changes. And, the circumstances change. The world changes, So there's a lot of unpredictability when we start expanding our world or our, what matters most to us to include other people, right? It becomes much less predictable, much less something that we can control, much less something that we can really plan and predict. And so with the Seven of Swords energy, it's kind of like, I feel this as someone who has always felt like kind of committing to another person puts them in a space of nervousness to the place where they start sabotaging and abandoning themselves. I mean, you have this card of sabotage, you have the Seven of Swords here. It could have been even that, that you were asking this person for a commitment, or you really wanted them to show up for this connection. They held back instead. And this is a way in which they sabotage. They may have said, oh, I can't, I'm so committed all over the place. Look at all these things I have going on. Work may be a problem, whatever. But I feel like this is how they typically behave, and they're trying to figure out a way how not to be that person. You have the World card with the Eight of Wands. This can be somebody traveling from a distance to come see you or to come have a conversation with you. It can also be communication back and forth with someone from a distance, But it can also be a conversation that removes the obstacles, where we find our way, and it ends a cycle for us, and it allows us to move forward without obstacles towards success and victory. So this is an important energy. The World card and the Eight of Wands. It is saying we're closing out a cycle and we're moving towards success. Like for some of you, this may be that you start talking to somebody new. You close out a cycle with a past person who was never able to commit to you, and you move on with someone who you have clear communication with. It's very balanced. It's very back and forth, and there don't seem to be obstacles. And it seems like you can really move toward victory and success with this person. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups. You know, the Page of Cups is it's a card where we are really in our authenticity. The Page of Cups can be a secret admirer card, which would make sense because you have that Oracle card, but it can also be a card of like stepping forward, communicating from the heart, our true feelings, and it can also be an apology. So, you know, if this is someone who reneged on some kind of commitment or wasn't ready or couldn't commit in the past, I feel like they're coming in to close out that cycle and to have this conversation and to say, I'm ready to work on this. You know, I figured out how this fits into my life. Man, I mean, you guys are getting a lot of repeat cards here again today. You have the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Cups coming out again. And you have the Temperance here. It's funny because this card I ship you. And I feel like that was something a while ago, like years ago. I could be wrong, but it's like, it was like a play on words about relationships, like I ship you. I have no idea. That's what I got, so take it as it resonates. But anyway, you have the Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups. It's like, you know, this person really wants emotional fulfillment with another person. And it's only their fear that really holds them back. It's only their fear that sort of makes them unbalanced. It's like, otherwise they'd be charging full steam ahead toward emotional fulfillment. But they have something that's very, very real, with being a pentacle here, that, you know, that is tangible in their life, that they can say, this is why I am afraid. And, you know, when we have those things in life, sometimes they become our crutch, or sometimes they become our thing that keeps us safe. It's like, I would love to do that, but I can't. And this is why. You know, I have this reason. And that reason really ends up being the thing that prevents them from having what they want. And so the only thing they can do is really face that reason. And it's usually some kind of trauma or something that needs healing, and heal it, right? Finally give it the priority and the attention and everything that it deserves, and so that we can release it and finally let it go and move beyond it, and not let it control us anymore, not let it keep us from having the life that we want and what we deserve, right? And so it's kind of, I feel like this person is really looking at it. I feel like they are really, you know, this particular Two of Pentacles feels more balanced and feels more in control than most Two of Pentacles do, right? It's not, there's not a lot of movement to it. There's not a lot of back and forth to it. It sort of feels like, okay, I figured out how to contain it. You know what I mean? I figured out how to stop it from moving, how to stop it from keeping me off balance, how to, you know, to make it not make me feel like I'm juggling so much, right? And part of it is just looking at it. And that's what happens when we look at fear. Fear shrinks. You know, when we really look at what we're afraid of, you know, it shrinks. We're going to live. We're going to survive it. We're going to find a way. But if we avoid it and we don't look at it, it grows and it becomes some huge monster in our life that is controlling us and is preventing us from having what we really want. And I just see in this Ten of Cups, he's really looking at this Two of Pentacles, and he's like stopping the motion with it. You know, he's bringing it into manageability with it. And then you have this Page of Cups with the Knight of Swords energy here. And you have the Queen of Swords and you have Temperance on the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of, it's one of these things where, you know, the Knight of Swords is someone who, when they figure out their truth, when they know what they want, when they know what's in alignment with them, they are off to the races. They're not thinking about possible, you know, potential, you know, obstacles or things that could go wrong or anything. They're sort of leaving half-cocked without a lot of supplies, off to the races. You know, they're going to get there as fast as they can to speak their truth, to bring this situation into alignment. It's a very kind of half-cocked sort of energy. It's like, I have the courage of my convictions, but not a lot else. You know, there's not a lot backing it up. But when you see it with the Page of Cups, there is something backing it up. This is this person acting from the truth of their heart. This is this person acting from a space of authenticity and trying to cover as much ground as possible. Remember, we have this time hanging out over here on the bottom of the deck in the background. And I do feel like there is some kind of, there's something here that's happening where this person is like, you know, time is ticking by here. I don't have a lot of time. This card actually says, I'm afraid it's too late to take action. And I think this person doesn't want to wait that long. You have Temperance and the Queen of Swords here. So it's like, I feel like this person knows that you may not give them the warmest welcome when they do show up, because they have kind of taken a long time with the Temperance energy. But I feel that they do feel like if they reason with you, or if they approach you from a place that makes sense to you or what matters to you, that you'll at least listen to them. They are really coming together in the spirit of wanting to come together with you. You know, with the Temperance, it's like, I want to make this work. I want to heal this. I want to balance this out. I want to bring it together. I want to ship you. You know, I want to commit. So let's just go one more and see what happens here. I feel like this person has a lot to prove to you, Pisces, because you're sitting here with this energy of the Queen of Pentacles of like, I know what I'm worth. I know what I deserve. You're not budging. You are staying very purely in your own energy, and this person held back and this person sabotaged. It's very clear. 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. They are the ones that did this. You know, they let their own way of thinking get the best of them. They let their own way of thinking sort of pull them out of alignment with the connection. And with the 4 of Pentacles, they held back. They held back emotionally. You know, they may have been in an energy where they just didn't believe that things could work out or that things do work out. And they brought that energy to the connection. And, you know, you can bring all the abundance in the world. You can bring all of the good juju and the good energy, and you can be as solid and stable as you want. But if you're dealing with someone who's got a scarcity mindset and isn't bringing the same thing, they're bringing lack, it's going to be off balance. You can see the Justice in reverse peeking out up here. It's going to be imbalanced, right? And even if you only reciprocate what this person gives to you, what you're capable of compared to what this person is capable of is still going to be imbalanced. So with the 7 of Swords, it's like this person definitely sabotaged. Yeah, we came to a crossroads, and instead of this person, you know, choosing love, you know, saying, yeah, you're all I see, you're all I want, you know, I want to connect with you, I want to be with you, they went stagnant. There was some kind of ending, you know, they refused to act. They didn't speak. They may have even sort of disappeared from you. With the King of Wands underneath it, I do feel like this person does now know what they want, and I do think they are willing to go after it. Yeah. Let's clarify. You know, I feel like this person does not want things to be over. If there is a third party situation, you have the Three of Cups in reverse, that someone was holding on to or wasn't really willing to release or let go of. I do feel like they have released it or let go of it because they're realizing that it caused that it would be the cause of an ending. They can't have both. They can't hold on to everything here. There's only so much to go around, and I think it has actually put them in a mindset of knowing what they really want. It's, you know, kind of having to make this decision or having to face the ending with you has brought them to a place where they're kind of it's like willing to let go of something that was actually always sort of superficial. Or, you know, it may have made them happy, but like in a kind of superficial way. You know what I mean? Not in a deep emotional way. It's not, what I'm getting is it's not worth it. It's not worth, that's not something you hold on to. That's not something you make sacrifices with. That's something that's fun in the moment, but it's not something that you give up your whole world for. Okay. They know what they want. Even the comparison between the two things. It's like one thing is their world and one thing is just like fun and situational. I don't know. All right. I feel like this person thinks that you are kind of happy on your own. I feel like they also feel like you may have other people that are interested in you, or they may assume that other people are interested in you. You may also have a lot going on, but I feel like you're sort of in this energy of I'd rather be by myself and be happy and be content than get drug again. You know what I mean? Or be with the wrong person or be in the wrong situation. And I feel like with the King of Swords and the Six of Wands, this person's trying to come in to convince you that you can be successful with them and that they are worth your time, your effort, and your energy. It's like, I feel like they're going to try to make some kind of very logical or analytical approach to you about, you know, this is how it could work. This is how it could look. They're sort of, it's like, I feel like I'm putting it on the table here, but I am not coming in with emotion. They're not, this King of Swords, Six of Wands energy is like, I'm trying to come in charming, cute, affable, but I'm also trying to come in practical and logical and just sort of like put it out there. There's like this checker or chessboard in front of this King of Swords, and you can see the look on his face where he's kind of just like, see, doesn't that just make sense? And I think he's kind of doing it that way, because this dog is giving me this energy of, you know, I still want to win, you know, but it's like what I want to win is I want to win Pisces. You know, once I have Pisces, then maybe I'll come clean about some things. But right now it's like, I'm just trying to like be impressive and be someone that she feels or he feels is worthy of giving their time and attention to. All right, Pisces, let's dive into your message cards, shall we? All right, indecisive. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting indecisive. My karmic story is ending. I had no idea you would end up meaning so much to me. You will always be my secret love. And I can't stop thinking of you. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you're getting, you are the one who truly gets me. Good intentions. I am trying to figure things out. You are the one repressing, and I regret how I handled things before. If you are dealing with an earth sign, you are getting stuck. wait for me. I just want to go back in time. Triggered. I don't want to let you down. And if you are dealing with an air sign, you're getting cold. I remember everything you said. I'm ready for more than just text. Hopeful and nostalgic. All right, Pisces, this is what I have for you. I really hope it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. If it did, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I really do love to hear from you guys. Until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.